class ability. So I'll have to individually add +5 damage to any humanoid I hit.
Well, I can definitely hear you on the stream because I didn't mute the stream while I was having it live, and we are live. Hello, Mad Chatters. I see some of you out there already, and we will be starting the game in we've got a few minutes to go, getting everything settled here. What was I doing? All right.
Did you change the stream name?
Did I change it? Well, that's the way John's way of testing to see whether or not the things that he set for me are actually working, and I do have the ability to do that myself now. So, all right. Should have that fit. Well, of course, it's going to make me refresh so that I can see it. And there we go. For those of you watching at home, if you could confirm that refreshing the stream will show you the correct title for today's.
Yeah, you're good.
Excellent. Excellent. It actually looks like we know what we're doing here. And I know everybody should be able to hear the players because I could already hear the players through my mic, my thing before I muted the stream. So we're already ahead of the Blue Box game here. I like this. And in another minute, I will be taking these lovely people to a live screen. And hopefully we will have some fun while we're here.
Well, there's no hopefully.
Guaranteed.
Anything that can go awry will go awry.
Yes. As it always does. Hi, Tracy, Amanda, great to see you. All right, I'm going to get a sip of water while I'm still off screen. All right. Let's take this show live.
All right.
All right. There we go.
Hello, Mad Chat.
So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a Sunday edition of Blue Box One Shot with your host, Rob Phantom NJ. I will be the castle keeper for today's game of Castles and Crusades. Fraley, Patrick, thank you very much for the resub. Welcome, it's good to see you. So I am joined here by my wonderful players who so graciously volunteered to be put through the ringer today. I apologize in advance for any trauma this may induce. Hopefully we will all have some fun in the middle of it. So a couple of housekeeping notes. As you may see on the overlay, coming up at the end of September and going through the first weekend of October, we have virtual Greyhawk Con. Currently, there are submissions open for games to be scheduled on tabletop events. I will have at least one session going. I'm probably going to have more. I need to find out when I'm doing mine, mostly because of the fact that I'm expecting to be in a game or two. But please, if you want to play, there's games of all types, everything from first and second edition AD&D to 5e to Castles and Crusades to probably a Pathfinder game or two. I believe you can actually sign up for games starting on the 17th. So, get on over, sign up when it opens up, and it is a wonderful weekend of virtual gaming. I would also like to, hey, Pat, good to see you. And hey, John, good to see you too. John, I'd like you to know that I can confirm that it does work because I was able to modify the description for today's game. So we are not running LMA today. Sorry to anyone who is hoping, getting all excited about that when they saw the screen come up. Renreb, thank you for the subscription, 24 months. Fantastic, 2 years. I'd also like to mention our wonderful sponsors, and I'm hoping that I remember all of them. So one of the first that we will start with is the fantastic Cowboy Hob, who has been doing amazing artwork for the stream and let it continue onward and upward. We have Cozy Gamer, maker of fantastic dice. Yeah, basically dice for any budget. They are beautiful. I personally have, I think, 1 or 2 sets, and I know I bought at least 6 to 7 different sets for various people because they are just great. I mean, any range that you can need, Theron makes them. We have Mantic Games, maker of Terrain Crate and other fine game things such as Kings of War. We have Ferox Fabrications, makers of, and I don't have mine with me, and I failed. That's my failure on my part. Maker of custom holders for painting minis and such. Really, really cool stuff. Brush and paint storage, dice storage, as the advertisement says. We also have the art of Mike Disney, creator of the Overgourd, which I am happy to say I will be able to paint myself, one for myself, coming up in the next few weeks. It has arrived and I just need to put it together. So Mike Disney's fantastic. Highly recommend checking out his stream. First of all, I love the music that he plays while he's streaming, but his artwork is incredible. The Overgourd is incredible, and Mike is incredible. He's just a nice guy to boot. And I'm trying to think if there's anyone else other than the creators of today's game. Oh, right. Well, yeah. There's the fantastic Anna B. Meyer, who you can actually see Anna's map in my background. That is my virtual background. So yeah, the wonderful Anna B. Meyer, who hopefully you all were watching on Wednesday's stream when she was talking about her as far as map making and heraldry, which is just out of this world. And finally, and absolutely last, definitely not least, we have Trollord Games, maker of Castles and Crusades, a wonderful supporter of this channel, and they will also be present at and doing a lot of stuff for Virtual Greyhawk Con as well. So, they're also creators of the World of Aird, which will be featured in the upcoming Sunday campaign, Tears of Aird. You may have seen the descriptions in, or the channels showing up in our Discord. So, everybody get ready for that because it's going to be a wild time. So, with that, I'd like to get to introduce our players, and we're going to go from left to right on the overlay, and we're going to start, you know him in Discord as Chaosic, and, Benjamin, tell us about yourself, tell us about your character.
Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you. My name is Benjamin, aka Mad Chatter Chaosic. Tonight, I will be playing a human ranger named Endo of the Iron Oak, and this is my first time here. I'm super happy and ready to wet myself, but it's gonna be a good time.
All right. Well, next up, we have Sweet KT, as seen on Discord and in Twitch, the Twitch chat. So, Katie, tell us about yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, everyone. Yep. So I am also Mad Chatter, first time here, super excited. You may know me as Sweet KT or Sweet KT 420 on Twitch or Discord. And I today will be playing Jay Willowbreak, who is a wild elf barbarian, and excited to rough some stuff up today.
Fantastic. And again, last but certainly not least, he's a member of my Friday Night Crusades and one of my Friday Night Crusades stalwarts. He's there, probably 9 out of 10 times, and which is saying something for a game that attendance is not a requirement. Toriano, Biggie Paul. Tell us about yourself and your character.
Yep, I'm Biggie Paw. I am playing Selena Vine, half orc druid. Is very shy in large groups of people, shy, afraid, kind of standoffish. Loves animals and nature. You find me on Twitter at Biggie Paw. You can find me on Twitch at Biggie Paw. Name will soon be changed from Biggie Paw to Biggie Paw RPG, or to BP Gaming RPG, just for making myself a little more fancier. But yeah, I can't wait for this. This is going to be a lot of fun today.
Fantastic. All right. So, without further ado, so the adventure today does take place in the amazing world of Greyhawk, as created originally by Gary Gygax and mapped. Well, the latest, newest versions of the maps done so amazingly by Anna B. Meyer. Our adventures have been together for some time. For those playing at home or watching at home, they are currently level 5, so they've done quite a bit together. They have been working mostly in the north, doing everything from escorting trading caravans to going in search of oddities for various clients, to investigating mysteries that the local forces have not had the resources or honestly the inclination to investigate themselves. And they find themselves in one of their kind of base of operations in the city of Highfolk. The city of Highfolk sits nestled between the Vesvi Forest to the east, the really substantial and large Vesvi Forest, and to the west lie the Yatil Mountains, mountain range. The city itself kind of sitting at the mouth of a pass that separates the area known as the Heartlands, which the Vesvi Forest and the region of Highfolk, from the lands of Ket to the west. So it's a place of trade. It is something of a little bit of a cosmopolitan town, in terms of, because of the fact that there are so many different trading groups that come through here. And at the moment, they find themselves in the offices of one Durian Nightblade. Durian Nightblade is, well, he's better known to the party as one of the members of the Order of the Knights of the Heart, specifically the Highfolk branch of it. Durian has recently started to take an interest in the player characters, because they've proven to be able to get the job done, and without much of a fuss, and with their small number being able to get in and out of places that would otherwise draw notice if a larger party, or more importantly, an actual regimented group of the order should go through. Dorian is a half elf of some 50 to 60 years. Due to his half elf nature, he looks a bit younger than he actually is. And as he calls you into his office, you realize that first, you see a look of concern on his face that you have not normally seen before. He's normally pretty relaxed, pretty even keeled. There's something about his demeanor that's troubling him, that has not been there on any of the other missions. The other thing that you realize as you enter is he's not alone in his office. There's a younger female. Your first impression is that she might be half elf. Her ears do have a bit of a point to them. Her hair is a very bright shade of red. But what throws you off a bit is as she regards you as she enters, her eyes have a golden glow to them, which just is little off-putting. However, she is very she's petite of frame, and she has otherwise a kind smile on her face as she watches you, and it occurs to you that she looks younger, but you're having problems figuring out if that's really true. There's just something that seems weird. Dorian says, "Thank you." His voice is a little, gives a bit of a sigh. It's like, thank you for coming. Please sit. And he ushers you to some few chairs that are before his desk.
Go sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Endo will go have a seat and looks back at Darian and just asks as he's sitting, what seems to be on your mind today?
Well, I we've had issues with occasional ruffians or either possible orc raids and such, and even the occasional giant disrupting trade. However, well, we may have an issue with one of our elven communities in the Vesvi. And he says, I don't know how much of an issue, but it is worrisome. We haven't heard anything from them, and we were expecting a very special shipment from them. It should have arrived some 4 to 5 days ago. And frankly, while it is in the Vesvi, it is not that deep in where any delay should have caused, anything really should have caused this type of delay. It is a matter of some concern.
Has there been any other troubles in the area that you've noticed, or is this the first you've heard of something like this?
No. Actually, things have been rather quiet on that front. It's been something of a relief. We've as you know, we've had some issues to the north as well as to the west, and we've had to send patrols in both directions to kind of calm some of the minor storms that have come up. And well, we find ourselves a bit thin in terms of being able to investigate this, and it had been, like I said, a relief to have things be calm to the east, but there's there's definitely something awry. I have not heard word of the shipment. I haven't heard word from any of the outposts in that area either.
How many wagons were there?
I'm sorry, say that again.
How many wagons were there?
Uh, actually, he chuckles and he says, I don't know if they were going to be sending more than one, but the shipment in particular is, well, as I understand it, is a look. He looks over to the youngish looking female to his side, and she nods. And says, one item.
One item.
One.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He pauses and he looks to the three of you. You get the hint every so often that Dorian has grown kind of fond of the three of you. And he looks over to his companion, as it were, and he says, "Yes, I guess I should let. I guess I should let her explain. Ella, please. Uh, which you're the half orc, correct, Toriano?
Yep. Yep.
I want you to roll a wisdom check for me.
Rolled a 7.
Roll the 7 plus your modifier.
So it'd be 7 plus 8, so 15.
15. As Ella starts speaking, there's something about her voice. Again, it's faint, but it's there. The others don't quite pick up on it. Doesn't sound. It's like there's something more there than what her actual voice is. Like it's almost as if there was an extra voice talking with her. But it's very, very faint. You're just kind of picking up on it. And she says, yes, it is a book. Some weeks past, an associate of mine had discovered an ancient flan ruin deep in the Vesvi, and they had gone to investigate and found that it may have been an Urflan temple, for which, if you are not familiar, they are a branch of the Flan humans who dealt in some dark things. They were looking to preserve their homeland and made pacts with, well, creatures from beyond, occasionally to their detriment, occasionally unleashing them upon the rest of the world. And thankfully, their time passed. My associate had uncovered a book that he was going to be shipping here for safekeeping. It is very important that this book arrives, but I have not heard from him, nor has, as Dorian has told you, nor has there been any word from the town or from any of the outposts regarding the shipment.
That was
Have you-
Ella
Yes.
explaining that? Okay.
Yes.
Have you seen this book yourself, Ella?
I have not. She's like we just got word just over a week ago, and it was after they had some time to prep the area that he came to realize what it was that he had found.
Durian, this seems important to you as well.
It is. Dorian looks over to you, and yes, it is. It's the last thing that we need. We are stretched a bit thin here. The last thing we need is some misbegotten evil to be wandering the Vesvi, causing havoc. We do not have. Well, we are short of people. The people that we would need to go if these kind of terrors were released upon the world.
So, what exactly is this book?
Good question.
Dorian immediately looks over at Ella, and Ella says, "If what Jackson has told me is true, it could be used to summon dark forces, possibly opening gates, whether to the abyssal realms or the infernal realms or the outer planes. I do not know, but either way, it is something that must be kept safe and out of the hands of those who would try to use it for whatever reason, and possibly even worse, use it on mistake."
Who else would have known about this shipment coming through? And how powerful the book could be.
That's the thing. As far as I know, no one.
Ella, have you been waiting here for the shipment? Were you the one who reported it being late?
I reported it as being late, but High Folk, the city is mostly my home. I spend most of my time here, though a good portion of it is in study. I've taken an interest in the history of this place, and well, the history of the knights, and these things need to be chronicled for future generations.
I'll ask it in a different way. Are you waiting for the book?
Yes, I am waiting for the book because we have the means to protect it. We have the means to keep it safe from others and keep it safe from ourselves, so that no one is tempted to explore what is within.
What do you mean we? Like who are you associated with?
Well, I am not alone in terms of keepers of knowledge. There are several of us.
Can I try and gauge if Durian trusts her fully? I mean, he obviously brought her in to this and cares about it, but
give me a charisma check.
17.
As you watch Durian, he seems concerned, but you notice that he makes no move to correct anything she says. The impression that you're getting is everything she says he's taking on good faith. He seems more general concerned. You don't note any suspicion, I guess is the best way to put it.
Is he normally somebody like in our previous workings with him? Is he normally somebody who is too trusting maybe? Or is he do we trust his insight?
Generally speaking, he's very professional. The fact that this has him shaken is a bit of concern. though possibly more in just a this may be one of the more dangerous things that he's asked you to do. But yeah, he's normally very straightforward, providing the info that you need and sending you off. It's very rare that the info that he gives you is off. So in that sense, he's been a good person to do jobs for. The jobs have been, if not exactly steady, at least you haven't found yourselves in predicaments that you had not anticipated.
Endo will speak up and say, if you say this book has the potential to do harm for others, then I am obliged to help you find it and keep it protected.
Yeah,
I agree, Endo. Yeah, I think if this ends up in the wrong hands, it could be detrimental, not just to, you know, yeah, it could be, sounds like disastrous.
Yeah, I'm really concerned about this book, whether it affects cities, nature. We need to get this book out of here.
He
We need to go
he
get it.
visibly exhales, and says, I am, thank you. I am glad that you are willing to take on this task, because frankly, I'm not entirely sure who else I could trust with this. So he says, as always, I have supplies. If there are any supplies that you need, anything that you may be concerned about, I know we've been keeping you generally well outfitted. But if there's anything you need, just please say the word, and I will arrange for the standard payment. And Ella has added a sizable contribution to that, so
Is
you
there
shall be
any
taken care of.
is there any knowledge, Ella, that you can give us before we embark on this mission that might help us as we're trying to?
Yeah, has she ever seen the book to know exactly what the book looks like? So when we actually find it, we know we
Mhm.
got the right book.
Come back with just some random book we found it.
She
Book phones.
looks at you with uh even an even gaze, with a bit of a bit of a smile, and she's like, it is a good question that you ask. I suspect that you'll be able to, upon coming upon the book, you will be able to feel that it is the right one. It is possible that the book may call to you. It is very important that you do not answer that call. Also, even if the book does not call to you, do not peruse its pages. It is, if it is what I suspect it is and what Jackson had believed it to be, uh, it would you would be putting yourself in great peril simply by opening the book.
Okay. All right. So I'll get some food rations and I'm ready to head out.
Okay.
Gonna do the same. I'll reach out to Durian, do a forearm to forearm handshake, and I say, we will do everything that we can. Go get yourself a pint. Looks like you could really use one right about now.
But by the way, quick note: if one of you had put in a message in the Zoom chat for me, I probably should have set that up beforehand. If you can put it in Discord for me, so that, because otherwise it's going to wreck the overlay.
All right. I can do that.
Okay. Was there any other supply? Because I'm pretty sure, I think you all have like a full set of supplies on you. If there's anything else that you wanted to add to that, just let me know.
think as long as we're refreshed and ready to go.
Yeah, I'll roast it up.
Okay.
I realize I don't have any actual arrows. I'll just pick up arrows and rations.
Yeah. So I mean, arrows. I that's odd. I thought I would have given you 20 or so, but that's fine. Yeah. No. Figure. I mean, you have at least 20. If you wanted to pick up more, you can pick up more as well.
No, 20 should be fine.
Okay. So it is mid afternoon, mid afternoon when you exit Dorian's office, and after picking up some supplies, you make your way from the city, and heading on towards starting off on the main road, and then heading in the general direction of the Vesby Forest, and in particular towards the village known as Verdant Falls, known because there is a nice little waterfall that the Elven and mostly Elven village has been built around deep within the forest. It's less than an hour before you've started making your way into the Vesvi itself. The trees, it is late summer, so the trees are all still even bright green with the leaves. There is, very, very heavy undergrowth off of the path. Animals are all about. You've seen deer. You've even seen the occasional the occasional elk chewing on grass in one of the clearings. There is the sound of birds overhead, and at the moment it seems to be a wonderful summertime walk through the forest. Things get a little different in the second hour. It starts to get quieter. There you do hear the occasional rustle. You see rabbits running across the path occasionally. But more and more the forest itself grows quiet. By the third hour, things take a marked turn. Not only has it started to grow dark, but there is a fog, something of a mist that has grown, which to your senses, actually, give me a wisdom, or druid, give me a wisdom check.
Would be 22.
22. The fog is the mist that's growing and causing the foggy conditions, makes your skin crawl.
So as we're walking along, I'm kind of as we're walking along, I'm kind of like my hand brushes up against the trees and the leaves and stuff like that, and I start mumbling to the trees and the plants and animals. Not really. It's like I'm carrying on a conversation with them, but I'm getting no response. It's just more like I'm talking to myself, telling, letting everything know it's going to be okay. And seeing the animals scurrying about has me really concerned. But the trees and stuff like that, I am, as we're walking by, I don't pull any leaves off, but I kind of take a leaf and kind of do one of these numbers with it and then let it go, and we'll keep walking, and I'll do that along the brush and stuff, almost like I'm petting them as we're going.
Okay, excellent. If either of you would like to do anything in particular.
I'm just gonna, noticing that it's obviously not normal for there to be this level of fog in the area, and for there to not be the natural forest sounds that we're used to, be on high alert.
Actually, if you can do me a favor, Jay, and give me a wisdom check as well.
22.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Excellent. So there is, as you're listening, and you've started to notice the lack of any sound, coming. Really honestly, the lack of animal life has died down considerably, and things have taken a bit of a sinister turn. There is a sound that, at first, you mistaken it for the wind. And then it takes you a moment to realize that there really isn't much of one. The air is kind of calm, and you realize that there's a bit of a moaning sound coming from somewhere up ahead.
What's the smell in the air? Is it just kind
That's
of like
that's a good one. There is something of an acrid scent. Actually, there's you smell blood in the air.
I let these guys know that there's a smell of blood and death around.
Yeah. Do you guys hear that noise? It almost sounds like there's moaning coming from somewhere.
Endo responds by drawing a great axe and a medium steel shield at the sound of the moaning.
Okay.
Is it coming from a specific point, or is it just like environmental, or is it like in front of us, or?
So, all right, with the 22, when you pause to listen, you realize that it is coming up in the general direction where one of the checkpoints should be.
Interesting. I wonder if perhaps this book or the forces that are looking for it have already started doing some evil magic in the area.
Proceed forward cautiously.
Mm-hmm.
Endo will kind of start crouching down. He's going to slow his movement a little bit, but he's going to pull ahead of his two party members.
Okay.
Heading towards the moaning sound, and he's going to use his move silent. Basically, he just wants to get as close as he can without being noticed. After working with this party for such a period of time, they probably recognize what I'm doing.
Yeah. I'm going to take that as a given. All right, so I want you to roll a dexterity check for me. Dexterity, add your modifier and your level.
Is an 18. My dex is 17.
Okay, so 18. Your modifier would be a +2,
+3, +5 for my level, according to the
okay.
sheet. So I rolled a 10 +8.
Oh, okay. All right. Excellent. So, yeah, you're the Selena and Jay. You see Endo go into basically scouting mode effectively. He crouches down and he's really just silently moving. You stay just close enough to keep him in your sight, which you realize is growing a touch difficult. But he does slink off. Endo, as you get closer to the sound, you start to hear it as well, and you realize that it might have been the actual mist that was playing with the sound, kind of muffling it, because you get to where one of the checkpoints was, and the path is blocked. The you the guard post is actually in one of the trees. There is on some of the larger branches, there is what would effectively be what they would call a crow's nest. However, they've made it a little larger so that the guards could, more than one guard could rest there comfortably while keeping an eye out. Um,
Is it manned?
It should be. Now, here's the thing. You know that one of the procedures is in case of danger, they basically block the path. So one of the guards has apparently gone to the trouble of blocking the path, signaling that there's danger. At the moment, there is no visible sight of the guard, though you do hear the moaning coming from the tree, or coming from above.
Would I be able to ascertain as a guess that maybe it's a wounded guard who's in pain up in the tree?
I'm not even going to make you roll for that. I will go that you think that would be a reasonable conclusion. It does sound like, not necessarily human, could be elf, but it sounds like a natural sound of somebody in pain.
I
Occasionally loud, but occasionally weak.
I stop where I'm at. I wait for the party to catch up, and I kind of explain what I think might be occurring.
That makes sense. Seems like whatever, even if it is that, we should be cautious. Keep our wits about us.
Okay.
Is there anything else that seems off, like other than the fact that the path is blocked? Like, do we notice blood anywhere? Do we notice footsteps or footprints around? Signs of a scuffle?
So, let's see. I want to see which one of you would probably should be rolling this, or if there's anyone who had a better chance. Yeah, give me a wisdom check, Jay.
Ooh, natural 20. I'm rolling very well. I'm not that wise.
As you're looking, you realize that they have kind of boards slatted, basically not overly thick, but slats nailed to the tree, making a makeshift ladder for the guard to climb up. And you do catch sight of what appears to, even in the dusky conditions, the misty conditions, you do see signs that there may be blood on some of them.
Going up the ladder.
Yep.
As we're walking along, I'm gonna pick up some just little stones and pebbles and stuff.
Okay.
Can I don't know how far away the ladder is, but can I get close enough to tell how fresh it is, the blood?
It takes you a little bit to get past the barricade. The barricade isn't necessarily meant to keep people out more, warn people off. It's troublesome, but not impossible. You're able to slip through and find yourself standing at the base of what is a old and really large tree. One of many here, but yeah, you are able to ascertain that yes, it is definitely blood, and give me another wisdom check.
That's not a natural 20, but dirty 20.
Okay. Not only is you note that not only is it blood, but it's relatively recent. It's there's enough of it that this happened probably within the last day or so. It has not, and you realize that there had to have been quite a bit of it because it hasn't hasn't completely been absorbed or dried out.
I'll point it out to Endo and Selena.
So, do we hear anything else? Any like scuffling or anything that in the trees and the bushes and the area around us? Like something's moving.
Is the moaning continue from top of the ladder as well?
The moaning does continue. One thing that you note is the moaning hasn't changed at all in terms of your presence. Like whatever is up there may not be aware of you.
I'll like gesture at Endo and Selena and point at the blood. Point up. Try and like silently gesture that maybe we should check it out while there's the element of stealth.
In response to that, Endo will quietly set his steel shield and axe down at his feet while he's still kind of sneaking. He'll draw his long bow and take aim as if to cover the ladder.
I could go up. I'll sneak up the ladder. I'm tough. If I get hit, we're fine.
Snap.
Yeah. Hey, I'm still I'm not a hulking barbarian. I think I'm Jay is a little bit more like a lean, very muscular, but not a huge. I mean, she's still a wild elf, so a little bit more gritty than like ogre-ish, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I pull my sling out.
Yeah, there's gonna be. I mean, give me a dexterity check to climb the thing. It's not the DC is going to be very low. So,
Dex, I got a 26.
Yeah,
I am rolling very well. This is not going to be continued throughout the rest of this.
Yeah, right up until we hit combat, and it's all going to leave you.
It all stops as soon as you roll combat.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you make it up to the ladder with really honestly with complete ease. And sure enough, you realize that when you get to the top, there is a form. It takes you a moment to realize that it's actually an elven woman in armor. Her armor is she's wearing a breastplate as well as like arm guards and a helmet. Her breastplate, the side of it has been rent. Like there is something hit hard enough that it basically tore part of it and part of her away. You note that as you get a closer look, you realize that she managed to stick a whole load of bandages, which is probably the only reason that she hasn't bled out yet. She's still completely oblivious to your presence. She's basically barely moving. If she wasn't making sound, you wouldn't have been sure that she was even alive.
Is there anything else in this small outpost area that would be anything else there, or is it just her body?
Um, there are two padded areas where you realize that they could have used for sitting and possibly alternating relaxing, but you realize that there are two of them and there's only one person here.
Mm-hmm.
Is she still conscious enough for you to talk to her?
I will approach her and make my presence known and check to see if she's conscious at all, like lucid.
Her face, and as you get closer, you realize her face, what you can see through the helmet, it basically comes down. You can see her eyes and such, but the helmet is such that it covers her cheeks. But even then, you notice that there is a sheen of sweat. Her eyes are open, but they seem to be looking past you.
Mm-hmm. Um, I'll approach her and sort of try and touch her and stir her presence to see if she's hello. Are you there?
For
We're
the
here to
first
help.
time, yeah, for the first time, she seems aware of a presence. Her moan actually changes to gets louder, and she reaches out suddenly, and her hand just like grabs at your arm, and she's like, Nico, did you get away?
I don't know who Nico is, but there's no one else here. It's just you. What happened here?
Those eyes, those terrible green eyes. Ooh, what?
Um,
Did-
Here, we can help you. Can I carry her without like disturbing her? And because I know that Selena probably has potentially some way to help. I mean, she has obviously got some bandages on, so if I can try and stop the blood flowing more.
Um, you're not sure, honestly.
I'll bet.
Okay.
Yeah, you're.
Is this big enough that they could come up here? Is the space big enough for them?
Probably one more could. More
Okay,
than that would get crowded.
I'll like lean out or over the edge and gesture to Selena that she needs to come up and help.
All right, I start climbing up.
Give me a dexterity check.
Yeah, that probably ain't gonna do it. What's my dex? Yep, I rolled an 8, and that's what I got.
8 total.
Yep.
Wait, you rolled an 8 with your level.
It's not a prime.
I know, but you still add your level.
Okay, so yeah, 13 then.
13, and it's not a prime. You. I mean, again, it's not really all that difficult, but you're kind of taking your time because you find yourself apologizing to the tree for the things that they've nailed to it. You even momentarily slip, and you feel that, yeah, no, this just feels wrong, but you eventually make your way to the top, where you see Jay kind of crouched over the elven warrior, the armored female elf that is lying there in a sizable pool of blood.
While Selena makes the climb and obviously had a slight slip,
Mm-hmm.
Endo's going to take a quick glare and scan what he can see to see if there's anything nearby that the slip might have caught the attention of.
All right. Do me a favor and let's see. Hold on a second. What should that check be? Because I don't think I wrote it on your sheet. Go with Rangers.
I don't know that I've got an actual class ability for that other than
Give me a wisdom check.
track. But all right.
Yeah, that's well. We're going to go with wisdom check because it fits both tracking and survival.
Spawn, so +6. I rolled a 15 on the die, making it 21.
So yeah, you do find things. The first thing that you find is evidence of a set of tracks that look like they were made from boots, but they come to a very quick halt, where you also find some blood on the ground, and then beyond that, you find evidence of actually, and let me see what those look like. Hold on a second. Opposite the boots, you note that there what almost looks to be like bird claws. They are not quite, it doesn't strike you quite as being hooked, but for, if you can call them toes, they almost strike you as somewhere between long toes and talons, coming to sharp edge. You see blood, and then evidence of the claw thing being moved backwards, and possibly the boots being dragged.
Okay, so I do see drag marks. It's not like the
Yes.
boots just disappeared where something
Nope.
in boots was lifted into the air. Okay.
Correct.
I will train my eye while they're up there, keeping an eye in the general direction the drag marks went.
Okay. Yeah, and you realize that the drag marks, through you're able to see enough of it through the mists, and the growing dark, that it goes off into somewhere into the underbrush, about some 15 to 20 feet up ahead. Dragged off the path.
Up in the outpost, I
Mhm.
will inform Selena about what the elven warrior said while she's taking a look at her. With about something about a green eyes. Just said they were horrible. And she also had, I think, an associate, Nico, who she's asking about.
Kneel down, and how bad does the wound really look? I mean, is it like all the way to the guts and everything on the side, or?
When you get a look at it, about the only thing keeping her alive, as far as you can tell, is one, apparently an incredible will to live. Two, the fact that it does not, as far as you can determine, it does not look to have hit any major organs. However, you can see pieces of parts of her rib cage exposed, and
Joy.
you can tell that at least one of her ribs has been broken partially off.
she's gonna be in rough shape. She's gonna be hard to move.
Mm-hmm. Can I remove her helmet so that she can
Yes.
breathe easier?
Yes.
Does it seem like that helps?
Yeah. Yeah. It does. I mean, her. You know, she still moans in pain, but you get the feeling that the mist, as weird and off-putting as the sudden mist is, it is actually helping to cool her down. You realize that she may be feverish.
Mm.
She's not gonna make it.
Can we tell from looking at her? I mean, is she still mumbling at all or talking, or is she just moaning in pain?
Once she realized that you were not Nico, after she told you about the eyes and such, she kind of went back to more of the moaning
Mm-hmm.
and really isn't, not really saying anything.
So we can undo her bandages and rebandage her up. Other than that, there's not much more we can do for her. Give her a little water to drink.
Mm-hmm. I'll pull out my water skin and give her something to drink if she'll take it.
She coughs a little at first, but once she gets used to it and comes to realize exactly what it is you're doing, almost instinctively she's able to drink some of the water down.
Is there anything you can do to help, Selena?
There's not much I can do for her.
Well, perhaps we could just rebandage her up here, and if it's too difficult to move her without risking more injury, we can just send somebody back or come back for her if depending on what we find ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we could tie a rope around and kind of lower her down to the ground.
Is she safer up here though?
It's hard to say. She might be, but if with the moaning and stuff, might not be. She's gonna be safer from the animals.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Can you tell us anything more about what happened to you? Do you have a name? What's your name? I'm going to say this to her.
Selena. We
right.
don't never seen before.
What did it look like other than the green eyes? What else did you see?
Death. It was dead. It
was dead.
Bones.
Was it a human creature or was it something else?
No. Oh no. The horn. Those eyes. Just the green flame.
Green flame?
Flamed eyes? Okay.
When did this happen, Selena? Do you remember? Was this recent?
Gee. I don't know. I don't remember.
Taking her hand and holding it tight, trying to calm her, make her feel calm a little bit.
Make a wisdom check for me.
That is a 26.
26. Wow. Yeah, you've seen enough of this to know that without some major intervention, um, she will be gone within the next hour or two, maybe sooner.
It might be best if we just put her out of her misery. I don't think she's going to last more than a couple hours. There's no way to get help here to her in time.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can look for this Nico person. Yeah.
We're just trying to get as much information out as we can, and then have to put her out of her misery.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she said it was dead with green flame, terrible eyes.
Yeah, and a horn. She mentioned something about a horn too.
Was it? And I asked her, was it one horn or two horns?
She, with the last lucid thing that she says, moment lucid, she says, one horn, from, look from the back of its head, over its head, just protruding back to front. Oh, terrible.
Yeah, we're gonna need to put her out of her misery. No reason to let her suffer anymore.
All right. I will draw my axe and just make it a clean, quick cut. And while right beforehand, I'll just make sure, kind of offer some words of comfort and appreciation.
She sees the axe and she looks at you and then looks up at Selena, and Selena, she still has your arm, and she's you know, you can tell that she's holding on, but she's not like trying to pull you away or anything. She's just basically gripping your arm really, really, really tightly. And and she looks back at Jay and she says, "Thank you."
Thank you. We'll avenge this.
As the axe falls and the elf is at peace.
Okay. Tie a rope around to lower her to the ground to dig a hole and bury her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll help.
Endo, you have things that you may want to share with the party. Up to you, of course.
Well, first, I'm sure I maybe heard the swinging of the axe and the moaning stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I simply state, I am thankful for not having to do what you folks just did. I think I found potentially what might have been the second guard. Something dragged them off that way. Well, in the direction that I'm still trained on with my bow. I'm just keeping eyes in that direction. So if these two are going to proceed to make a burial, I'm going to continue to monitor that section wherever it was dragged off to. I also express something about the attacker is very odd. I describe the 4-finger talon type prints that dragged the humanoid off.
Did you point out, Endo, where this drag, like where it occurred?
Endo still got his bow drawn in that direction. He continues to cover that section.
Okay.
Do we want to check that out? Perhaps a body was left there, and we could see if it was in some bushes.
as soon as we're all ready, I agree.
All right.
Okay.
Like,
You
the
make
last
your
thing I heard, they were lowering down the body. They're planning on burying it, so I'm waiting on them.
okay. Yeah, you very, very carefully, and, with all proper respect paid, lower the body to the ground, and place it, I guess, at the base of the tree for now. Um, and you're able to make your way. You're able to make your way down the steps of the tree where Endo fills you in. Um, how do you want to handle the investigating this?
Endo's gonna go back to his axe and shield for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not sure who's the more heavily armored, but I guess I will go first. But I'll be moving silently and trying to pick up any noises in front of me as I go through.
Okay. All right. It is eerily quiet as you move forward, and follow the tracks right to the underbrush. You notice that there the actual thick undergrowth has kind of been seemingly partially shredded, partially pushed out of the way here. Um, it isn't. You don't have to go very far until you find the remains of Nico. And there, if you weren't sure what you were looking at, you would have a hard time figuring it out. There, pieces of armor have been tossed about, and his corpse is basically a shredded mess. There's this doesn't strike you as this wasn't a feeding. This was malice. This was just something that
Okay.
killed for the sake of killing.
Are there any tracks leading away?
Roll dexter. Not roll dexter.
Do
Roll a wisdom
tracking?
check for me. Yeah, wisdom check. Yeah, we're gonna do tracking again.
Okay.
Jay, Lord Gazumba, good to see you. The party is currently in the Vesvi forest where, well, evil is afoot.
I rolled a 7, so that makes it 13. My wisdom's a 14. I guess I failed by 1.
Oh no, it's not a matter of meeting your wisdom score.
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled a 13.
Okay, you that's adding your modifier and your level.
Correct. I rolled a 7 on the die plus 6.
Okay.
13.
And wisdom a prime for you.
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah, you're able to pick up tracks. What you notice is the tracks head out back to the path that you were following. The
Okay.
thing seems to be on its way inward, inland, and just following along.
I just give a sign gesture to my companions what direction it went in.
Okay.
Is there anything that we can tell from this, what remains of Nico? Like we've never seen anything like this before. Of what killed him?
I mean, you've seen unfortunates that have fallen to. I mean, you've seen unfortunates that have fallen to everything from, a giant's attack to, orcish raids to falling to wild animals and such. It whatever attacked Nico seemed completely intent on tearing him apart. But you notice that it's like there's nothing missing. It did it because it could, because it wanted to, but it wasn't interested in. It wasn't. This wasn't a feeding of any sort, at least not as far as you can tell. There's no signs. There's plenty of signs of claw marks, deep claw marks being, ripping flesh and bone. There is no sign of any teeth or fangs that you can see.
Whatever did this is unnatural, clearly, or evil at least.
So it's nothing we've ever seen before then.
No.
Well, now we have 2 people to avenge in addition to our actual mission.
Can we see, is there still blood going off the way it left, or just the tracks?
There is hints of blood, but it fades really quickly, and you realize that it may have just been Nico's blood dripping from the thing.
Okay.
Seems like we should follow this then.
Yep.
Do you
Right.
what do you do as far in terms of the corpses?
Is there enough of his body left that we can even
It
do
take a little
anything?
work, but you could. Let's put it this way: you could if you wanted to do something for him, you could probably at least gather whatever pieces are intact. An arm here, parts of his, skeletal structure.
Yeah, I mean, we can just dig a small hole and try and put whatever remains in
And
there.
you said the tracks were heading back towards the path that we were supposed to be heading on anyway?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So this digging, taking care of the remains takes about another hour. It is growing dark now for the. I know, Jay, you have twilight vision, which means basically you can see pretty well in just moonlight. And despite the fact that there's a heavy mist about, there is still enough moonlight shining through to be able to see. Endo, it is becoming difficult for you to see.
Yep.
It's growing very dark. As far as I forget, what kind of vision do the half orcs have?
Dark vision.
He has dark vision, yeah.
So you need basically you would pretty much need to be just total darkness for yours to take over. No, honestly, it's really it getting close to that point.
Right.
Yeah, so there's going to come a point where you're going to need some kind of light, at least for Endo to see. But yeah, you managed to bury the 2 bodies side by side, and at this point you're about ready to go forward.
Yeah, I think we should continue down the path, but obviously now we have some concept of what the thing we're looking for is capable of, or what might be in our way.
All right. So with that having been done, this is going to be. I think this is a good time to take our break. As usual here at Blue Box, we do keep the microphones live, so you can chat with the players as they return. But yeah, we are going to take a break, and we will see you in. Let's call 10 minutes or so.
All right.
Be back soon.
I didn't realize it was going to be so spooky, but I like it.
I'm glad.
That's why I'm going through reading the spells, but okay, what can I do to help? What can I do?
Yeah, not much.
I had one potion. It's like, do I use that potion?
Nah.
here, or do we wait? I'm like, I'm not. No. That's why I was trying to find out how far gone the person was.
Yeah.
If
I
they
will
weren't
say
that far gone, then I would have said okay. But
having to strike the first blow of the campaign on a poor dying person is sad.
Uh,
Sometimes mercy is better, you know.
I'll be honest with you. I think that might be the first time in one of these games that somebody has put an NPC, out of their misery like that. I don't know that I've had that happen before.
I'm glad that we could kill someone then for you. Listen, sometimes it's better than just leaving
I
her
can
to
mark that off.
moan
Yeah.
endlessly.
I can mark that off my Castle Keeper bucket list.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Mad Chatters, everyone who has joined in to watch today. I hope you are enjoying a rather, as Katie put it, a spooky episode. I named the adventure Hunting Shadows, and well, I wanted to keep to the theme. The question is, who's hunting who?
right.
Yeah, well, you have to say that now.
Amanda, thank you for posting the Discord link. Hope everyone is having a good Sunday in general. By the way, I really appreciate the puns. Puns are always good. By the way, Amanda's advice about setting dolls on fire.
That's why I told her I can't cast fire.
I'm still laughing at that because the doll would have actually been helpful. That's my favorite part of that entire thing. Nope. The meme game during that was incredible, though. By the way, Dabber Raccoon, that was one heck of a first time chat. Very nice. And Patros, I just noticed your comment. Dick and Jane Summon Apocalypse is not the right book.
I still think that's probably what we're looking for.
A creature with a horn coming out of the back of its head over
Yeah.
the top of the head. That I'm interested to see what that's going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds almost demonic in nature.
Mhm.
Wah, 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 wah.
Aha, I see what you did there. And while we're at it, so if you're ever interested in playing in future Blue Box one-shots, especially Castles and Crusades, do hit me up so that I can put you on a list of people that I can ask directly, in order to find more players, because that is always very helpful.
How often do the one shots come up? Because isn't there normally a different stream this time on Sundays?
Yeah, normally, and it'll be starting. Actually, I think it's actually starting like the first week of September now. It might have gotten pushed back. They'll be streaming the new Sunday campaign. However, there are times when John is traveling or they know multiple players are going to be out where they decide to do, they'll have a one shot instead. Thomas, Heart of Adventure, has been running a lot of Monsters of the Week, but for during some of those periods. But occasionally, when he's not able to do it, I'll run a Castle and Crusades one shot. All right. I know it's not quite 10 minutes, but I think we've had enough time. So I am going to take us live again as the adventure continues. All right. So, for those of you who have just joined us in the last few minutes, our adventuring party set out from the city of Highfolk in search of a shipment coming from within the Vesvi Forest that never arrived. The shipment was supposed to have been of a tome found during something of an accident, not quite planned archaeological dig, but an ancient tome of concerning nature had been found and was being sent to the city of Highfolk for safekeeping. It never arrived. The person who had requested the adventurers' help, actually through the Knights of the Heart, by name of Ella, had something of a interesting countenance about her, where there was more than meets the eye there, to say the least, that our druid had noticed. Anyway, it was believed that dark forces could be summoned by this book if her suspicions were right, and, well, they've come across the scene of a tragedy at one of the outposts, where something has managed to kill one of the guards at the outpost and mortally wound the other guard, which our heroes have helped the poor elf to her final rest after having suffered a extremely grievous wound. Now they are on their way to hunt down the terror that has befallen the outpost and possibly others. So, we pick up with you, the party following along. What do you decide to do in terms for a light source for Endo?
So if you are following along, I do have a torch. I will, because I'm the one who needs it the most, I will go ahead and light the torch.
Okay. You light the torch, and it casts something of because of the heavy mist that has risen. It casts something of an eerie glow of the forest around you. There is still very little signs of life. However, you come across several places where you see various animal corpses, and to the point where in 3 to 4 of them where it takes you a long time to identify what it actually was. The only one that you were confident at the beginning was a deer that had been slain, and again, no sign of anything being eaten. just signs of life being exterminated.
Are we still on the tracks? Can I still pick up the tracks as we follow them?
Yeah. Actually, and there's something that's been bothering you about all this. Run the. You notice some of it stays on the track, some of it goes off the tracks. Give me a wisdom check, Endo.
Seven on the die for another 13.
Okay, that's going to be just good enough. So it wasn't clear necessarily, and you weren't really necessarily thinking about it when you were at the outpost, but because of the spots where the tracks veer off, and in this case, in spots where there is no underbrush, there's paths through the trees. It's off the main path, but there's areas to get through the trees with ease. You realize that this creature, whatever it is hunting.
It's killing everything it comes across.
But it's killing everything it comes across. But you realize at some point that it's not just being opportunistic. It's going searching for things to kill.
Okay.
You notice that it's tracking other things and basically running them to ground.
As we approach the next carcass of whatever, I say to the party members, whatever this is enjoying every minute of it.
It's unnatural. Clearly.
So
Good.
all the corpses that are there, I go over and look at. Now they haven't been eaten. They're just been more or less shredded, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's basically finding, hunting down creature, at various animals,
Okay.
and just
You guys
tearing
you
them
guys
apart.
see me go from being kind of worried to just blatantly angry
Mhm.
as to, because killing for food is one thing, killing just to kill is another. I don't agree with that when it comes to animals, so I'm getting extremely upset every time we come across something like this.
Um, Actually, what I want, and this is, I'm gonna have all three of you do this. Because it's going to be a high DC for it. But give me, all three of you, give me a wisdom check.
21 total.
23 total.
27 total.
Okay.
Nice job, group.
Well, yeah, as you're looking about, and part of it you realize you're being in tune, the level to which you're in tune with nature. A pattern emerges. In terms of it, you come to realize that the hunting ground is not nearly as random as you first thought it was. You're able to sense that it's kind of been escalating kind of in almost a circular pattern. And almost to the point where when you look at the various corpses and how long they've been there, almost like going outward, but you sense that there is a center to all of this.
could this be part of some sort of like ritual? Do you guys think maybe?
I think we went from being the hunters to the hunted.
Right.
Well,
So,
or whatever this is has chosen a den, if you will, and has a certain radius that it keeps life from. Killing everything within a radius, wherever the den may be, hence the
But-
center of the circle.
If it's methodical though, you would expect if what you're talking about is true, then you would expect it to be random. But the fact that there's some pattern to the circularness, like going out in a certain order, feels almost more like ritualistic.
Well, I think what I gathered from the description was it's not like there's random carcasses everywhere. The more we find them, we realize that it's in a radius. We're in the circle.
mhm.
And I think that there is going to be a center. And for some reason, whatever this thing is, when anything gets within a certain range of its so-called den, it executes it.
Mhm. We
So
are
I
now
think
in
there is a
in that
center.
circle.
Correct. Yeah. So if it hasn't detected us yet, it could well be on to us by now.
Mhm. Keeping that in mind, I'm gonna just withdraw my axe and just have it ready.
Yeah, I've
In
got the
case.
axe, and obviously I got to hold the torch. So my shield hand is holding a torch, and I've got my axe out as well.
Robert, I'm gonna have a spell prepared and ready to go in case
Okay.
we see this thing.
Okay.
Do we hear anything? I know, before obviously there was a lack of sound except for the moaning, but clearly there's no moaning anymore. So is there anything or is it just silence?
Um, you hear the occasional sound of um, some insects, possibly, maybe the sound of like cicadas or something similar. But there's and even that is faint. Um, there's a real stillness in terms of sounds in the air. There hasn't been much of a breeze at all, so there's no sound of the wind through the trees.
Is there like what is it? What does it smell like in the air? Is it kind of just like a damp, force from the mist, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, um, actually, well, where are you doing this from? By one of the corpses, or
No, I'm walking away from the corpses a little bit and looking around, just kind of seeing what the surrounding kind of looks like. If there's low areas and high areas in the
so?
brush, like something's been run through and it's kind of been trampled down, or if it's
In the direction, and you in a particular as you like sniff at the air going about, you realize that in the direction where the center would be, there's a touch of an acrid smell. Maybe slightly sulfurous.
okay. I let everybody know that that's what I smell, the sulfurs back in the air, letting them know that.
Mm.
Can I tell what direction it's coming from?
Yeah,
Does it look
and
like
you
the brush and
you
stuff has been trampled down there, or the
no
foliage has been messed with?
no. It's just that there's the scent coming from. It's faint at this point, but it's coming from that particular direction.
Okay, I'm looking at the trees. Is there any like markings, not at head height, but a little bit up, like something was climbing, like jumping from tree to tree, climbing that way?
No, you're not seeing any sign, no sign of something having climbed a tree or jumping through the trees.
After the druid mentions where the scent is coming from, I'll kind of state that the fact that our presence hasn't been picked up yet, I say we should push that luck and move towards the center before it does. Maybe we can get a jump on it before our luck runs out, before it realizes we're here.
I agree.
Yep.
Okay. So, you head in that direction then.
Yep.
You walk towards the scent of the sulfur scent, and the scent grows. It's never heavy or overpowering, but it's almost to the point where instead of something that's like maybe just a hint of it on the air, you become more sure of it, and the direction you're going, confident that the smell is in taking you to the right location. The trees here, it's not quite a clearing, but the trees here are not nearly as thick as they have been. The tree, as far as not nearly as dense as they have been in other locations, so you have room to move. You've got reasonably good lines of vision. You're still not seeing anything, any sense of wildlife. You do come across some more corpses. These are smaller. You figure they may have been anything from wild hares to other smaller wildlife that the creature found. You come to a clearing where there is a sizable mound, a little bit of a rise with and a sizable mound but with a looks to be a entrance to a cave that kind of heads downwards into the earth. It appears to be natural. It does not appear to be. It's not like something just dug out or dug in. But your nose tells you that is where the smell is coming from. And as you get closer, there is just the slightest hint of light from somewhere within.
Like torchlight or something else?
Possibly torchlight. There is definitely a flicker to it.
Is it green?
No, it is not green.
We don't see any other signs of life outside of it, right?
No. No signs of life. However, you do see track marks. Long, bony, talon-like toes were hard to tell, but going in both directions, to and from the cave mouth, or from the hole, I should say, really.
Seems like this is the den you might have been referring to, Endo.
Yeah, I think we found its circle. It's land, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to be trapped down there with that
Yeah.
thing coming in the cave behind us.
Right.
But we can't let this thing to continue doing what it's doing to innocent
regardless,
animals. It's got to be stopped.
Right.
Regardless of whether this has any specific connection to the book we're looking for, I think it's clearly a threat too that we have to worry about potentially attacking us as we're continuing. So regardless.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Hope you're claustrophobic and he starts going into the cave.
Slowly moving into the cave, but yeah.
Okay. As you start heading into the cave, um, you note that it feels a little narrow. You're able to get through without too much issue. You do note that something has been like scraped along the sides of it as it was going in and out, suggesting that the creature was a little larger than comfortable in terms of moving through the cave. Um, the light up ahead, and actually, what is your marching order? Endo went first. What'd you do? Endo, Jay, and then Selena?
Maybe
Yeah.
me in the back in case it
Uh,
comes from behind us.
okay,
We're just to protect us a little
up
bit
to you.
more.
And regarding the scrape marks along the side of the wall, can I use my tracking ability to determine if it was scaly, feathery, fleshy? What made the marks on the sides?
Actually, bony would probably be you see no signs of any feathers, no signs of any flesh at all, really.
Does it look like claw marks or
Are we dealing with like a skeleton bird or something? Some sort of
I mean, there's no, like I said, there's no signs of any flesh. There is.
it would explain why it's not eating anything.
I mean,
It's
it's almost to
killing.
the point where it's like gashes along, as if the thing kept bumping with, protruding parts that just were too big for the cave when it tried to like spread, move to its full height. You do see um, the flickering light up ahead. There, Endo, you realize that maybe 10 to 12 feet up ahead, it is going to open up into larger, a larger area, a larger space. And like I said, there's the flickering light, which is a little stronger at this point now that you moved inside.
And is there where's the light at this point? I'm sorry.
It is up ahead in whatever the next area is.
keep moving in?
Yeah, I think we'll
Yep.
just keep. And we're trying to probably be as stealthy as possible. I want. Is
Yep.
it bright enough that Endo could extinguish his torch and still see?
Yeah, probably could.
Okay. Then I will happily do that and pull out my medium steel shield.
Okay. Um, you find yourself entering a small natural cavern. It's roughly 30 feet in diameter. Um, the the ceiling is maybe 12 to 13 feet high. Um, but it's not even by any stretch of the imagination. The ground is kind of even. It looks like there may have been things that called this place home. However, what the things that immediately strike you are two things. One is the first that strikes you is the lantern that sits not quite in the center of the room. You see that it is low on oil, but it's been burning for some time, though it wasn't set to burn very brightly, so which is probably why it has lasted this long. You're also drawn to the fact that there is another shredded corpse here. But the third thing that strikes you is dead center of the room. is a thick tome with a black cover to it, and what appear to be silver runes, very faint silver runes, inscribed on the front cover. Yeah.
Is the corpse that you said there's a shredded corpse? Is it an animal or human? Void.
Investigating the corpse takes some time, a little bit of time. You realize that it probably was human, or a humanoid at least, mostly be judging by the fact that you find bits of clothing, bits of cloth attached to certain areas. What's most disturbing is you find a hand almost fully intact. And in the hand is a torn page. Which appears to be blank.
Blank on both sides or just one side?
Blank on both sides.
Well, I think we found what we were looking for.
Endo will pull out a large sack and kind of go towards the book. He doesn't want to touch the book at all, but wants the sack there and kind of scrape the book with his axe into the sack. And he looks over at these two. I'm like, okay, now who's going to pick up the last page?
As you start poking at the book, our druid hears a voice that says, Selena, oh, druid, oh, we could do so much together, so much. Why don't you?
My head.
Why don't you unlock the secrets? So many secrets, so much power.
Get
I could
out
give
of
it
my
to
head.
you.
No, don't want it.
Can
You
we
guys hear
tell?
me saying
Yeah, I
that?
was just gonna
Yeah,
say,
is the
are
Drew
you
saying
saying
that
it
out
out
Yeah,
loud?
loud?
yeah, I'm saying it
You
out loud.
are.
Get out of my
Yeah,
head.
and
I
Selena's the
don't
only
want it.
Selena's the
Selena,
only one
what do you-
hearing this.
Why are you talking to yourself?
After hearing that, I retract my statement about somebody grabbed the page. I will scrape hand and all the last page into the sack with my axe. Hand and all.
The blank page?
Yeah, so nobody has to touch it.
I'll just grab. I mean, if you can't lift up the hand with your axe, I'll just grab the hand and throw the hand in.
Okay.
Grabbing the hand, nothing happens. Selena, I'd like you to roll a charisma check for me.
Oh God.
Suddenly it's PvP.
No. Yeah, that ain't happening. I rolled a 1.
Oh, Selena. Oh, the
I was joking. No.
in your mind you have visions of the past and figures of power that you've heard but couldn't even fathom being real, drawing incredible strength from the earth and creating such amazing things, driving their enemies before them, being able to protect all in their domain. Oh, and it sounds like a fantastic idea. Oh, it just the joy. The archdruids would have nothing on you. Oh, they would be children before your power. I'm going to let you roleplay that.
I knew you were going to say that.
Hey, listen, I'm going to let player age, the players have fun with that. I don't want to take over your character completely like
So
that. When I can have you take over your character like that.
so that save means more or less I want that book.
Oh,
So
you want that book, and you want to know its secrets.
yeah, on second thought, I think it'd be a good idea to kind of take a peek at that. Can I have that sack for a second?
You're saying this out loud?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'm guessing all of the stuff is in the sack at this point, right? So we threw the hand in
That
already.
you got through the hand, and you haven't touched the book yet.
No, the book. No, I scraped
I
it
thought,
in.
yeah, Endo
The
tried
book is what
to
he took,
push
put it
the
first.
book in.
I took the book
Okay.
first.
Oh no, when the book is definitely what pushing the book in is definitely what brought this about.
Yeah.
Was everything in the sack?
Yes.
Okay. I will slowly, keeping an eye on our druid pal here. Kind of tie the sack and put it in a backpack and pick up the sword and shield. And I look over to the druid. I promise you'll get to see it again, but now's not the time.
Keep your wits about you,
now is
Selena.
definitely the time.
Just
We don't trust that river. We
remember
don't
what,
trust Ella.
but remember what they warned us. Don't listen to what the book says to you.
Yeah, but that was Ella talking. Remember, Ella doesn't. We didn't trust Ella either.
But we trust Durian, and he trusted Ella.
Yeah, but I mean, she was being talked to.
Well, you can maybe bring that up with her when we're back safe and sound, but probably now is not the right time and place. Now just point to the corpse that's like mangled. Remember what happened to that guy who pulled a page out of it? I don't think you want that to be your fate.
Roll wisdom check for me. Actually, Jay, I want you to roll a charisma check for me, and Selena, I want you to roll a wisdom check.
One end of the spectrum to the other. That's a natural 20.
It was a 10 for me, so not good.
You went from a wait, you actually roll a 20?
Yes.
I got a feeling there's going to be a cognition reboot pretty soon. We're gonna have to bonk the druid on the head. Shortly.
Yeah.
Oh no. I actually, this is good. And I'm sorry, Jay, what did you roll on your charisma check?
Just a 10.
10. Jay's words it start echoing in your head, and you watch as Selena's head starts going back and forth, as if just trying to resolve something, to the point where it ends up bringing you to your knees, and you watch Selena puts her hands to her head, and finally screams loudly, and it echoes in the chamber, but gets the words out, "Get out of my head!" And you watch as Selena is kneeling, just trying to catch her breath. Her face is completely and utterly flushed, but the voice is, you manage to get the voice to stop. You still hear it, but it's the enticement is gone.
Phew. Got tears rolling down my eyes.
Are you back with us, Selena?
Yeah. My head hurts really bad.
Well, maybe we should just make sure Endo keeps carrying the sack and you shouldn't touch it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
How loud did Selena yell? Like, should we
really? That was a high-pitched scream.
So we should maybe be concerned that other things heard that.
Now, was this the end of the cave? This opening?
Yes.
Okay, so how about after what everybody said about how loud it was?
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah. I can lead the way just so that because Endo's got this. Although I don't want
Well,
him to be
I
next to
packed-
Selena.
I packed
Yeah,
it up into the backpack. So
Okay,
I've got
good.
it packed in the backpack. I got my axe and shield back out, ready to go.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go between you and Selena just so that there's like in
Okay.
case she gets enticed again.
You'll know
Just
first, or maybe you won't.
A good whack on the head will knock some sense back into her.
All right. So you take off head out of the cave. I'm going to just make an assumption that you take the lantern with you, because, or do you light a torch again? It's up to you.
I'm gonna go back to the torch, to be honest.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to touch anything in that cave. I'm sorry. People are yelling at me at the chat. I'm not touching
No,
anything.
no, no. Hey, listen, that is perfectly reasonable. I wouldn't touch anything in that cave either. I have a question. No, actually, let me go back for a second, because I want to make sure of this. The book is in the bag. Is the hand also in the bag with the page?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. So Jay picked up the hand, so Jay did not have to touch the page.
Right.
He put the whole hand in the sack with the book.
I love it.
The hand's moving.
I'm waiting for that reveal.
There might be a page missing from the book, and here it is.
Yeah.
It's Fusion Bug. Is anyone going to eat that hand?
Yeah. Everybody in chat wants us to be cannibals.
Yes. So, all right. As soon as you exit the cave, needless to say, your senses are all really heightened, because you're suddenly aware of how loud, with how quiet it was. You become even more aware of how loud Selena's scream was. Which direction do you take off in?
I have a question. I never caught what my companions are holding for weapons, because if somebody else has a free hand, I'd rather they carry the torch so I can have my shields at the ready.
Oh, I can carry the torch.
Okay. I'll pass it to Jay, who will then pass it to Selena.
Like, man, there are two different versions of the game happening. Yeah, the actual one and the cannibalistic version Chad is coming up with.
Very true.
All right. Yeah. So, you've exited the cave. Well, what direction do you head in?
If this is the book,
we should just go
head
back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You start making your way, and how fast are you moving? Are you moving normal movement rate? Are you like double timing it?
No, not double time.
No, I think a heightened normal.
I think we're still trying to be as quiet as possible. Like, we don't want to probably disturb anything, but we want a quick pace.
Until we're out of this circle, my head's going to be on a swivel.
Okay. All right. Nice. So, you're heading, following along, you're making your way to the main path, on your way back towards the checkpoint, and then hopefully out of the forest itself. And I need wisdom checks from. Well, I need a wisdom check definitely from Jay.
Guys, the rolling, the good luck stopped. That is going to be a 7.
Set, you rolled a 7 on the die,
I
or
rolled a 2.
Ooh.
So
And you have no wisdom bonus, and
No.
Okay, well,
I'm strong, not wise.
Yeah. So, as you're moving along, actually, uh, Selena, you're getting the slight this, despite the fact that you've moved uh far beyond the area of the cave.
Hmm.
There's a sulfur scent in the air.
Okay, I tell everybody I'm smelling the sulfur again.
Is that something that you smelled
That's what we smelled when we were going towards the cave. That's
and
how
you
we knew
smell
to
it
go.
again?
And I smell it again.
Can we check around us? Like, do we
We're
see?
being tracked.
Yeah, there's something near us, obviously.
Um, Jay, give me another wisdom check.
Oh no. Oh, that's better. That's better. 18.
Yeah, you can hear now. You didn't pick up on it before, but now you're hearing movement. You're hearing um almost a scraping sound at times.
Mm. Mm.
Sometimes it just sounds like footfalls. But
Is it coming from
the
behind us or next to us?
behind and possibly shadowing you just off the path.
Like it's stalking us.
Yeah. You're
Cool.
the hair on the back of your neck goes up
Mhm.
as you realize you're being stalked.
Does
Mhm.
it sound like it's kind of lower or higher?
When you mean lower or higher?
So does it sound like it's like down our level or kind of coming from above us?
No, it's at your level.
Okay.
It's definitely along the ground.
Um, I'll just make eye contact or gesture or tap the other two and make them aware so that if they haven't already picked up on that sound that they hear it too and we can all be realize that we're being hunted essentially. I don't know.
Was Jay able to give me a general direction?
Yeah.
I did not pick up on it.
Mhm.
Okay, then I will put myself between the tree line and the rest of the party.
Okay.
Basically, whatever's coming at us,
you
it's
have
going
the
to get
book.
to me first.
You have the book.
So don't let me die, and we can keep.
Simple request.
I sounds reasonable. I don't see anything wrong with this. What could possibly go
I got
wrong?
your back.
I mean, I know we already have our weapons drawn, but just knowing that I'm gonna be knowing that we're gonna probably get, pounced on at some point. If there's anything I can do to make it so that we aren't, super unawares, just keeping my eyes tracked on wherever I hear that sound from, I will.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Are you going to keep moving and waiting to see whether it attacks you, or do you plan to make a stand somewhere? Or try to make a stand somewhere, depending on whether it allows you to choose your ground.
I kind of like the open path. Being able to, if we have an open path, I'd rather be on an open path than in underbrush and having a hard time seeing through trees. And I think maybe the further we get away from its hunting zone, maybe we'll have better luck. Unless, of course, the book is what's causing its hunting zone, which either way, and that doesn't really matter. But I'd rather not be in the woods with underbrush. I'd rather have good footing if this is going to go down.
Okay. I need to do some rolling. Hold on a second.
I'm gonna while we're
Oh, he's laughing.
I know. While we're like aware of all of this happening, I will say out loud to everybody, if this creature can hear us, I wonder if it understands language or not.
Possibility, but just because you can hear something doesn't mean you can understand it.
Right. That's what I mean. No, I
So-
wonder if
It could probably hear us moving and talking, but doesn't know what we're saying.
doesn't know what we're saying. Hey, fart face, stop following us. Anything?
It did intercept the book for some reason. So just like
Did it intercept the book,
Or was it
did
conjured
come
by the person who read from the book?
right, or did it come
there's
from
that.
the page?
Yeah, that's how much I know about magic, apparently. So yeah, maybe it's protecting the book, maybe it's drawn to the book. I mean, at this point, I just, like I said, my only concern is my footing. If we're gonna get into a scrap, I want good footing.
Mhm.
So, so Jay, you
Mhm.
pick up. Actually, roll roll wisdom check for me.
All right. Oh, that's good. 22.
Yeah, you pick up on the fact that the creature, your stalker, has picked up speed, and the sound sounds like it has gone, instead of shadowing you from like off off the path and behind you, has moved ahead of you, staying off the path, but then the sound sounds like it started moving off of the ground. You hear the like scraping of something against wood, and the sound goes quiet.
Stop. I'm gonna stop us before we walk into whatever it's gonna try and jump on us or something.
I still have that spell prepared, so
Okay. Give me a Endo, give me a tracking check.
It is what, wisdom?
I believe so.
Rolled a 9 plus 6 is 15.
15. As soon as Jay says stop, and you realize that something about the situation has changed, your eyes start darting about for trying to like reverse the basically turn the tables on the creature itself.
Mm-hmm.
And as you follow Jay's eye line, you find yourself looking up at a tree just ahead and a branch, and hidden in the shadows of the growth of the summer growth of the trees and the thick branches and all the leaves, there are two eye sockets staring at you with green flame
we got a predator
flickering
up there.
in both of them.
Okay.
and the shadow of something
We're in
larger.
Predator. We didn't know it.
And the shadow of something larger, basically, as you come to realize that what it's there, you can kind of make out the shadow of it. But it's almost as if it's a frame as opposed to a full creature.
Okay. I kind of stop and I kind of stand sideways to where I saw it. I kind of kneel down and I start setting my gear on the ground as if I'm going into my pack, pull off my bow. I announce to these two, I see it. And as I'm casually, looks like I'm just, going through my stuff. As soon as I can notch an arrow, I turn and fire.
And we're going to roll initiative. All right. Actually, Jay, since you were the one who rolled really well and basically managed to avoid this thing surprising you. You're gonna get to roll initiative. I need you to roll a 10-sided die. We're doing group initiative. You can't really. Nobody can really charge here, so that's not a problem. Roll a 10-sided die and let me know what you get.
8.
8.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Endo, yeah, go ahead. You got. Take a shot.
All right, I don't know what the AC is. I'll just give you my number.
Mhm.
Plus 7. That would be a 12 total.
12 total.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
Okay. The arrow goes through the trees, and you don't hear anything to suggest that you hit your target. It sounds like it completely missed. I know that our druid had a spell prepared, or had one in mind. If you wanted to cast,
Yep, I'm gonna cast bark skin on Jay,
okay.
which gives you a +3 to your AC.
Nice.
Extra tough. I'm one
And
with the tree.
Jay, what would you like to do?
How far away is the tree that this or branch that this creature is on?
The tree itself is less than 8 feet away. You stopped it just before it would have
Right.
been in position to
Jump.
leap onto Endo.
Is it close enough that I could potentially, like, how high up could I swing and hit it with a melee attack or no?
What weapon are you using?
A 2-handed axe.
What's your dexterity?
16.
So I'm gonna have it so that if you really wanted to, you could like do a running leap and just try to bring your axe overhead and swing. Go for it.
Yep. Okay, so am I rolling an attack, or do you need me to roll for
Roll
some
an
sort
attack.
of running leap first? Okay.
No, we'll
That's a 21.
21.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You go and basically do a running leap, and you're not entirely because of the angle. You don't really get a good look at what you hit, but you feel like immediate movement as your axe definitely hits something. You're sure that you hit at least partially branch, but you sense that you at least partially hit the creature. Give me a what do you call it? Give me a damage roll.
That is 8 damage.
That is 8.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes, I'm gonna hold on a second. I knew I forgot something.
Did it stay put?
I forgot how much health this thing has.
8 points. Woo! We win.
Yeah, that's it.
Wouldn't that be great?
Worth a shot.
If there's any way when I'm doing this running leap for me to either knock it down so that it is on the ground and like in melee contact, or like shake the branch enough or something like that, like upon the attack, that it makes it so that he's not just perched. That would
yeah, no, I mean you're it was going to be difficult enough for you to get an attack in on it.
That's great. As long as I got purchased, we're good.
In response, the creature comes and changes its mind. You do note that as far as Endo and Endo and to a lesser extent Selena, mostly because you were concentrating on your spell. You do see some sign that it did get hit on one of its claws, on its as far as its clawed feet. Um, the creature jumps down and basically brings itself down on Jay. Just jumping straight down. Two claws raking.
I'm glad your AC is high now.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm pretty sure one of them is going to hit because that is AC 24.
Yes.
Does AC 19 hit?
Nope.
All right. All right. So it hits you with one of the claws. And you take 6 points of damage.
Oof.
As it rakes into you. And you find yourself. Actually, do me a favor. Give me a strength. Strength is better for you than dexterity, correct?
Yes.
Give me a strength. Give me a strength check.
23.
23. All right. You are able to just do enough to keep yourself from being knocked over by the creature jumping on you. You find that you're staring at a creature that it's a good 6 feet to 7 feet, somewhere between 6 and 7 feet tall. It's rather large, not huge, but large. Its head is basically effectively a skeleton's head, full teeth, though no sign of any fangs or such. Its eyes are just sockets with green flame that flicker to the sides, almost giving the appearance as though it had just actually at the time almost the appearance that it had like eyebrows, just really weird way it flickers and such. You see the horn that that Solara had talked of. It almost strikes you as a helmet. It's part of the creature, but it the dark color of it looks as if it is almost like a secondary protrusion, and it goes from the back to a sharp point in front. All of you, you're looking at just it looks like a terrifying walking skeleton. Larger. You've heard of undead skeletons before. This is larger than anything you've seen, and the air just reeks of sulfur now. It is from out where its fingers are long, just basically long bony skeleton fingers, ending in extremely long nails. And again, its feet are 4 toes that look more like talons than toes.
Does it make a noise at all when it attacks?
Actually, no. No. Despite the fact that its mouth is open,
No sound.
it was stunningly silent. It was only because you rolled so well that the thing did not sneak past you.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings the terrifying thought to mind that it wanted to let you know it was there up until it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Worse, the way its mouth is open right now, it looks like it's grinning at you. By the way, you won the last round of initiative. We do for group initiative. You keep rolling until you lose initiative. So roll a d10 again.
Oh no, 1.
Castle Keeper rolled a 1. Reroll.
Oh gosh. A 10.
Castle Keeper rolled an 8. Jeez.
Hey, you could have taken advantage of that 1.
As Biggie knows, my luck in rolling initiative as a Castle Keeper continues because it's terrible. I do better just rolling crits than I do rolling for initiative.
Yes, you do.
All right. Well, in that case,
Let's hope we don't see that happen.
Since you're up close and personal, you get the first attack at it.
All right. I'll go ahead and swing at it with my axe again. That's 22 to hit.
22 hits. All right. Very nice.
Rolling decently well again. And that's just 8 more damage.
8 more damage. As you hit it, your axe, you're hitting with an axe, right?
Mm-hmm.
You note that you are hitting it, as far as you can tell, squarely. It is not doing the. Well, actually, is your axe a +1?
It is, yes.
Scratch that. Well, your axe actually it's doing damage. It's still not quite doing quite as much damage as you would have expected it to do.
Mm-hmm.
For how much you hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Enda.
Well, as per the last round, I had crouched down in such a way to lay down my shield and axe to be quickly picked up, but I still got to release the bow and pick up the axe and shield.
That's fine. If you're just dropping the bow, you're good.
But that slight delay, I would say, maybe slows me up to the end of round this time for Selena's turn.
All right.
And I'll go after Selena.
That's fine. Go ahead, Selena.
Okay, I cast fairy fire on the creature, and that outlines. It's a 10 by 10 foot area of more or less fire around it, so you can see it, and it grants attackers a +1 to hit the outline creature.
I forget. Does the creature get a save for this?
It says SV no.
Right. All right. What color is the fairy fire?
The fairy fire's gonna be bluish green color.
Well, if that's not terrifying.
It was already scary enough. Thank you, Selena.
Yeah, suddenly the eye. I mean, suddenly the eyes don't bother you quite as much when the entire creature starts glowing in blue. However, you have seen this enough. It's frightening in its countenance only because you get a true vision. A true look at how skeletal this thing is, and actually how sturdy looking it is. Normally, you're fighting a skeleton and it looks like it's just barely hanging together. This thing is very structurally sound.
That lasts 1 minute per level.
Okay, and it gives them you said a +1?
Just
to hit. Okay.
Yep, just
all right.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, listen, you're gonna want every bonus you can possibly get.
That's what I'm trying for. All right, and
Yep, swing with the axe. With that +1, put that in. Okay. We're looking at a 28 for hit.
All right.
D8
go.
+4. 5 hit points of damage.
5 hit points of damage. All right.
I rolled a 1 on a D8.
So, the arrow hits, and again, it doesn't do Actually, the arrow buries itself in, but it doesn't seem to slow the creature down all
No, I
that
have it.
much.
No, it was the axe. That was the axe.
Oh, the axe. The axe. That's right. I'm sorry.
It is a
You
plus
hit.
one.
You hit. One thing that you notice now that it is, now that the creature is lit up, at just, and you didn't notice because of like all the mists and everything obscuring your vision. You come to realize that the reason you doesn't seem to be hitting quite as hard as you thought it would. There is what appears to be some kind of viscous slime covering the creature's bones. You can see when it hits with the fairy fire that bits of it like splatter away, but it's causing the blades to move just slightly a bit, so it's not hitting as solidly as you thought. All right. So the creature goes, and as the creature looks at the two of you, going between the two of you, two things happen. One, the fire in its eyes go out, and so do the lights, as you're engulfed in darkness.
Even like the fairy fire is gone.
Yep. Let me double check on how far this goes, but
Wait a minute, is that in darkness?
Hmm?
Is that darkness?
Yep.
Highly visible in darkness.
Hmm?
The spell says that. It says outlines highly visible in darkness.
Highly. Oh, for fairy fire.
Yeah, makes things highly visibly outlined in darkness.
All right, actually, then I might have this thing would know.
It's kind of
that.
like the spell blur.
Because I don't want to.
I don't know if that refers to it just being dark outside, so it's highly visible, or if it actually applies to counteracting darkness spells. But if it says in darkness, I guess it.
It outlines invisible subjects and those under such spells as blur. That's an interesting call. Okay, yeah, no, all right. Cancel that. The creature's not going to cast that spell. The creature instead is going to go with what it considers the largest perceived threat right now, which so far is it thinks is Jay, and slashes at you with 2 claws. Roll the same thing both times. So AC 22.
22. That yeah, it meets my AC. So yes, it hits.
Well, that was terrible. I rolled 1 both times. I hit you for 2 points of damage total.
Oof.
I mean, come on.
Take
All right. Well, in that case, how long was the fairy fire lasting again?
Fairy fire lasts 1 minute per level, so 5 minutes.
So that's gonna
That's a long time.
wow. All right. I man,
you found his weakness.
you did, yeah. You literally, I mean, you really did find his weakness. That's for sure. Hot damn. All right. Initiative. Okay, you're still up.
Before initiative, can I try and intimidate this round? So if I can like yell in its face to try and get it to be scared of us. Like he hasn't met a threat as difficult as we are.
I need to look that up because that's a.
It says intimidate that I can do this before initiative, and then if they, it's a Constitution check, and then they would suffer -2 to all of their rolls, including initiative, attack, and damage.
Okay, I think this comes as part, if I'm understanding this correctly, because must announce it before rolling initiative. All right. Once per combat encounter. What doesn't make clear is whether or not you also get to attack during that round.
I don't think I would, just because it, like when I was talking about the different actions you can take, using an ability would be an action, and this is an ability. So, I mean, I guess I can't attack.
Okay. Creatures, it's intelligent, so what the hell? Let's go with that. So first of all, let's do the initiative roll.
I got a 7.
Castle Keeper's got a 4. So all right, let's go with the intimidate first. Give me a.
You have to make a Constitution.
A Constitution.
Constitution
Yeah, I have
check,
to do a
yep.
Constitution. So that is 22.
All right. Okay. You make yourself. Actually, describe it.
Yeah.
I want you to describe what it is Jay does.
Intimidate this thing.
Yeah. Well, I think Jay is like bolstered by the fairy fire that Selena cast on it, and so seeing it actually makes it less intimidating than when it's like a dark stalker, creeping behind us. And so she just yells like a beastly primeval roar kind of at it, and tries to make herself seem like as just like vicious as possible, sort of like when a creature, like think of like a raccoon in the night when they're like attacked, and it's like that's such this.
Some vicious raccoons you have by you.
Watch out from the dumpsters. Yeah,
they're just trash pandas around here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Yeah. Okay. In that case, Endo.
Great. I will swing, and feeling inspired from Jay's scream as I swing down. Endo, there's my scream. 15 plus 24.
24 hits.
All right, 1d8 plus 4. 6 that time.
All right. 6.
I gotta switch out this d8.
All right. Let me mark that down. Despite the fact that your blades are not hitting as hard as you'd like, it is you do see that you are making some progress in damaging it. There are some gashes in some of the bones, but it does not. The creature doesn't seem to care.
I don't have anything to bludgeon with, so.
All right.
Robert, really quickly,
yes.
just sorry. At the end of that intimidate section, it says the intimidation ends the moment the barbarian fails to strike the intimidated creature. And I
Yes.
did realize, like, in the middle, it says while attacking and upon a successful constitution check. So I think I do actually have to attack and hit for it to work.
Okay, go for it.
And then if I miss, he's not scared. That is probably going to hit. That's a 16 on the die. So I think it's a 24.
Yep, that's gonna hit. Go for it. Give me
That is 7 points of damage.
all right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Basically, as you know, Jay lets out the roar of
Trash
basically
raccoon.
just the screech roar.
Uh-huh.
The axe falls and basically slices into the breastplate, the breastbone of the creature, and hits pretty relatively solidly. And then of course Endo, Selena.
Okay, I'm gonna cast another second level druid spell of the bark skin again. This time I'm gonna cast it on Endo.
All right, so Endo, add 3 to your it's 3, right?
Yeah, it's +3 to AC.
All right.
Plus 3 to AC. All right. So yeah, the creature is going to try a different tactic this time.
And Selena dies.
Oh no. We'll avenge you.
First, it's the wrong thing to have to actually look up because it just word appears over and over again. Yeah, like there's 114 references for it. But where's the spell list?
Endo, what are you attacking with again? You're with an axe as well.
Yeah, well, yeah. It says it does say an axe. So I don't even have a bludgeoning weapon. So
If you turn it sideways, it's bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Does it work like that in this?
Not quite as effective though.
Okay.
All right. So this is fun. It stares at the three of you with malevolent gaze, and the fire in its eye sockets flares. I would like all of you to give me a saving throw.
Okay,
And that saving throw is going to be charisma based. Add your charisma modifier, add your level. Tell me what you get.
25.
17.
I'm 23.
All right. 1 second, Endo is standing there ready to go toe to toe with the creature. And the next second, Endo is suddenly running really, really fast in Selena's direction, not looking to attack you, looking to go flying past you as fear erupts, an unholy terror that strikes at the depths of your soul.
Endo, what the heck?
I'm just bringing the book to safety, apparently.
Get back in this fight, you coward.
Problem is, I can't stop him.
Initiative.
Ooh, 3.
Hey, Castle Keeper gets a 9.
-2, but still, that's not.
Oh, no. Actually, it doesn't count towards initiative.
It does. It says initiative. It says all rolls: initiative, attack, damage, and attribute checks.
Well, how about that? All right, still.
You're so scared you don't even want to fight us.
Jeez. That's a heck of an
You
intimidation.
still win though, but yeah.
They really don't need me anyway. I mean, I'm not really
The-
hurting the thing.
Yeah, it turns its full attention back to you, Jay, and it's got that malevolent, bony smile, and which is really weird because it has no muscular structure whatsoever, but you could swear that the smile got a little wider. It has to be just, your brain playing tricks on you, because it couldn't possibly get any wider. It has, its mouth couldn't really get any wider than it is. But all the same, and it slashes at you twice. And the first one, you avoid the slash with nimble movement. Not the creature just ends up swinging at air. The second one is AC with -2 is AC 21.
That misses. Thank you to the bark
Oh.
skin from Selena.
Oh, very nice. Okay. In that case, Jay, you go first.
I will. You said that it seemed like maybe bludgeoning damage would be more effective
Yes.
potentially against it.
Potentially.
Can I drop a weapon and draw a different one as like a free action, or does that take a turn?
Yeah. If you're just dropping the weapon, sure.
All right,
you're experienced enough.
I'm gonna drop the two-handed axe and pull the warhammer out instead.
All
And
right.
attack with a warhammer. Seems like this might crush bones a little better. Oh no! Oh, that is only a 9 to hit.
Yeah. It swung wildly at you. You swung wildly at it, and
now I'm no longer very scary.
yeah. Meanwhile, Endo is taken to hiding behind a tree. It kind of peeking out.
I'm just gonna yell, Endo, get back in here!
Selena.
Yeah, I was looking to see what I wanted to do next. How far past me did Endo get?
It got ran about 10 feet past you.
Entangle.
Okay.
You're
You're entangling
me?
Endo?
Yep, so you can't go any further. Get back in this fight.
Does Endo get a saving throw for that?
Yeah, there is a save first. Is that I gotta scroll back up to it. I think it's a oops.
Gotta be Dex.
Mm,
Traps.
I gotta get
Divine
to-
magic. Who knows?
Is that on 27?
Hold on.
Oops. This one went up.
Plants entangle
Entangle.
everyone in a 50-foot circle. Whoa.
But I can but I can cast that so it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
It's a dex save.
Okay. Plus my level, right?
Yep. Dexterity plus your level.
It's a 24.
You didn't want to pass that, mister. You wanted to roll low.
I mean, and the thing was, I was putting a penalty on his I was putting a penalty because he's not thinking straight. But apparently his not thinking straight meant he was hypersensitive to being kept from where he wanted to go. And yeah, nope.
See ya. He's gone.
All right. So that was it winning. Well, in that case, I think that's everybody in that round. Selena, since Jay lost that initiative, we'll have you roll.
10.
Nice.
Castle Keeper rolled a 1. At least I didn't waste a 10. I mean, there's at least that. Oh boy. By the way, that fairy fire. Oh, I could have. I was gonna have so much fun, but fairy fire wrecked everything else. Just so you know. Okay, Jay, go for it.
All right. I'm gonna, now that I've got my footing underneath me a little bit better after pulling this hammer out, I'm gonna take a proper swing. Nope. I'm gonna attempt to take a proper swing. That's only an 11. I guess we do get +1 because of fairy fire, but that's 12.
Unfortunately, yeah, no, that's not going to be enough. Actually, even before Selena goes, Endo, what's going through your character's brain at the moment? What's going through Endo's brain at the moment?
I can't tell you what's going through my brain, but I could probably tell you what's going through the rest of me if I'm shivering in fear. I think I'm just thinking of my mother. I want my mother. I want mom.
That diaper is coming into handy.
Oh boy. All right. In that case, Selena.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Entangle again on that creature, making sure not to hit Jay with it. So I'm putting it just out of Jay's reach. And so it's like stopping right at her toes. So if she takes a step forward.
All right. Ooh, nice. Okay. Yeah, growth suddenly springs from the ground beneath the creature. Strange vines just push out of the ground and start wrapping around its legs. Even from the trees itself, it's as if branches suddenly reconfigure themselves to lower and grab at it, holding the creature in place. You see it starting to struggle, but at the moment it is not able to do so.
It's a
with that,
-2 penalty on its attacks.
and
And then a successful strength check will allow it to move.
and with that, we're going to roll initiative again. Selena.
Oh, I think it. Oh, does it not? It doesn't get to go.
A successful.
Yeah, 'cause
Actually, you know something?
We had
You're right.
initiative that round.
So let me give it a strength check to see if it is able to escape. And it is not able to escape that round. So, Selena, roll initiative for me.
That's a 6.
Castle Keeper's got a 7. It decides that, you know something, to heck with trying to escape. It doesn't want to waste all its time trying to escape when it's got such an inviting target right in front of it. It is going to go slashing at Jay again with claws and you see it literally is pulling the vines with it as it's attacking. One of them definitely misses. The other is AC. Oh, that's right. AC 21 misses, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yes, Barkskin.
How many more rounds does Barkskin last?
It's 10 minutes per level.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. The entire
Yeah.
combat.
Man, here I was worried about the hit die of this creature and the potential for it to what do you call it, to truly wreak havoc. And well, all right. In that case, Jay.
You gave me a druid.
Yeah.
You gave me the spells.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, it's the big thing is the order that you use them in.
Am I going to be out of this fight for the rest of the?
No.
Normally,
I have no idea how long.
Normally you would be. I'm going to kind of for the sake of fun. I'm going to have the opportunity for you to break out of it.
Okay.
But we're gonna role play that a little bit. Jay, go for it.
Yep. So I got a 22 to hit. Finally, my Warhammer. It's just like it's balanced differently than the axe, so it takes a little bit for me to really.
The Warhammer hits it with a satisfying crunch.
Yes, we love a good crunch. So that's 7 damage.
All right. When the Warhammer hits it, shards of bone go flying, and it gives you a stare that just kind of you realize that it now truly regards you as a threat. It knows how dangerous you are. So Endo, what I want you to do for this, because we're going to work for this. What is it Endo does to try to get himself over the fear?
All right. So at this point, after seeing the battle go back and forth, and after spending so much time with my companions over the years doing various missions, Endo feels extremely guilty about just watching this unfold. It's like, I can't allow this to happen to my friends. And he says to himself, if you can just take one step, you can take another.
Okay. Give me a charisma check.
Great.
No, come back. I'm trying to
That's a 20. That's
bring you back.
Nat 15 plus 5.
Endo manages to rise to his feet and starts putting one after the other. Selena, you notice out of the corner of your eye that Endo's reappeared from behind a tree where he had been sitting and hiding away. It's a forced movement. He's definitely struggling, but he's starting to make his way back towards the combat. Go for Selena. Did you have something?
I guess I'm gonna use my last second level spell and cast Barkskin on myself because I'm gonna have to start getting in and swinging here.
Okay. All right. You cast Barkskin on yourself. All right. In that case, and that is did the creature hasn't attacked this round, has it?
Nope.
Creature still on Jay.
Is he still entangled?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to make a strength check to get out.
Actually, you know something? The Barkskin has a visible effect on you, right?
Has a what?
It has Barkskin has a visible effect. It isn't just that.
Oh.
Or does it? Or do you like to play it where it's just basically your skin is stronger? I'll let you decide on that.
I'm gonna look and see exactly what the spell says before I give you an answer to that.
Grants a plus 3.
I know better than that.
Cool.
It just says it makes their skin tougher. That's all it says. It doesn't say.
All right. In that case, it is still going to attack. Jay. Straight up. All right. AC 22.
That hits.
All right. And another 2 points of damage as its claws, manages to get just find little spots where it draws some blood. All right. In that case, let's roll initiative again. Selena, you got the hot hand. Selena, initiative.
Selena, what's the initiative?
I'm sorry. I was
That's
reading
all right.
something somebody put in chat. I rolled a 9.
All right. In that case, you go. What do you call it? Actually, Jay, go for it. You're standing right in front of it.
All right. I'm gonna swing at it with my warhammer again, seeing the bone fragments still left in the air from the last hit. That is probably gonna hit. That is a 27 to hit. 26.
That hits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And my damage rolls are poop. 5.
The warhammer connects with it right across the head, and you see a bunch of its teeth that are no longer placed inside the skull. Whether or not that makes its grin any less menacing, I'll leave for you to decide. But yeah, it was a really, really satisfying crunch as you hit it. Endo, I want you to roll one more charisma check to see whether or not you can bring yourself to attack this round.
It's 18.
Yeah, you see, you're inspired by the sight of Selena's handiwork with the vines entangling. You've been here before. You know what despite what you're up against, that your companions have been doing their level best, and you see Jay standing there toe to toe with the creature, giving no quarter, and it inspires you, and you find the will and the heart to attack.
Okay. Take a hefty swing. It's a 25.
That hits.
For 8 points of damage.
All right. More bone fragments go flying. The creature is starting. It despite the fact that it, again, does not seem to care. Just physically speaking, the creature no longer looks quite as structurally sound as it was. There are enough parts missing where you realize that sooner or later the thing will have to go down. The question is, will it be soon enough? Selena.
I'm gonna move up to take an attack with my club.
All right.
So that's a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 total.
Yep.
With the entangle, that's going to be enough. Would not have been enough without it, but with it, yep, that's going to be enough.
So that's 10 points of damage.
Oh, there's a sudden boom as Selena joins the fray, and your club, which, if I remember correctly, is somewhat magical,
Yeah, it's a +1.
hits the thing, and the creature's entire rib cage just completely shatters, falls to pieces. You said 8 points of damage?
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Yep. Nope. The creature's entire rib cage just completely falls apart. Basically, you're looking at a thing that kind of has just its legs, hip bones, and then a spinal column heading up to what remains of its breastplate and shoulder blades and clavicle, and leading out to its arms. But yeah, its ribs are just completely gone. Jay, you've already attacked, or no? Okay.
Yep.
The creature realizes this is not a good thing, and instead of attacking, tries to break free. With a seeming desperation, it starts thrashing about, and you see the vines are not able to hold the creature's, you would think, fury, but in this possible case, it strikes you more as fear. But it is free of the entanglement, and we're going to roll initiative again.
Come on, don't fail me now.
Castle Keeper rolls a 7.
6.
Oh,
Jay, I've got good news for you.
Mm.
It's not as worried about you anymore. It turns its attention fully to Selena.
Oh crap.
Yeah. No, that club, no, it did not like that club at all. And it's about time. I missed one, but the other one is a nat 20.
ooh.
Ouch. And Selena goes down.
Wow. All right. I know. I know clerics. I know druids have a bit more HP than that.
Yeah. I could take a hit.
So two things happen. One, its claws go straight across your midriff and slash at. You're wearing leather armor.
Yep.
Basically putting a big rend in the leather armor. You realize that it came really, really, really close to basically doing major internal damage, and possibly, to the point where another inch it might have eviscerated you. You shriek in pain, and as you look up in horror, you realize that one of its giant claws is missing from its hand and has broken off inside of you.
Ow. Is it sticking out of me?
Um,
Crawl inside me, did it? We're not doing an alien thing, are we?
would I do that?
Yes.
So do you? Well, what do you do? Do you look down?
I look at it, yeah.
Yeah, you look down, and the slime that I told you was covering the creature is covering the wound, and you can see the edge of the protrusion of the thing, and it appears to be growing.
Uh-oh.
Just that's it. Oh.
Uh-oh.
All right. And on that note, so Jay, go for your attack.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else I can do to help Selena at this point, other than hopefully if we kill this creature, it stops growing on her. And that is a 25 to hit
That's gonna hit.
and 9 damage. with my hammer.
Your hammer comes down, and on one of its shoulders, you realize the hammer has basically shattered the clavicle, and the creature is only going to be able to attack. Its arm just hangs at its side. It kind of like moves forward, but it can't move the arm up, and you realize it's only going to be able to make a single attack from here on in.
Cool.
Endo.
I can assume that whatever is affecting our druid here is not a natural substance.
Correct.
Okay, then I don't have to attack. It's a 19 total.
That is going to miss.
Yeah.
Selena.
Can I pull out that piece that's in me?
You can try.
I'm gonna try.
What do you do? Just like try to grab at it and pull?
Yeah.
Roll a strength check for me.
At least that's prime. So that is 22.
You start to pull on it. You try to grab it, and grabbing at it is hard enough to start with, but you manage to just get your fingers wrapped around it and start pulling on it, and the pain that radiates within you makes your eyes almost seeing white, and you end up dropping your hand to your side and stop because you realize that you're about to make yourself pass out. And you look down in horror and you realize that you didn't get it to come out at all.
Do we see this happening too? Like we see him try and do that. You're not like hiding it from us, right?
Yeah, no, it's right now. Yeah, Selena's
right next to us. Okay.
All right.
Guess what I get to become?
Yep.
So, Endo. I think it's your turn to roll initiative.
Okay.
The streak was finally broken. Just roll a 10-sided die. Let me know what you get.
A 9.
Nice.
All right. What do you call it? You all go first. Endo, take a shot.
Huh. I'm going to try one round to try to pull that thing
I was gonna do the same thing, so have
out
at it.
out of Selena. I'm going to try to pull that talon clothing out of Selena.
All right. Make a strength check.
$26.
You start to pull, and it is almost two things happen. One, Selena, the shriek that Selena let out in the cave is nothing compared to the scream that comes out this time, to the point where her voice just goes, basically she loses her voice because she just can't, her mouth is open and her entire body is tensed up, and you feel the thing resisting. And you realize at one point that if you try to keep doing it this way, you're going to take her her innards out with it. Jay!
I will stop.
Oh god. Okay. My only hope is that destroying this thing will help, and then we can focus on Selena more. So I'm gonna take another.
I would do that, except for the fact that everyone would need to take off their headphones to have Toriano let that scream out.
Yeah, no doubt.
That is a natural 20.
Oh,
hammer.
oh.
I am enraged by the the damage and the pain that I can hear in Selena's voice when she's shrieking. All right, so I still roll the D8, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That was just a 2 on the one roll. And then normally it's a D8. So that would be 10 total plus 3. So 13.
Okay, you roll. Hold on a second. What would be your max damage normal?
11.
All right, and
I rolled a
what'd
2.
you roll?
A 2.
11. So and what is your damage bonus? Your
3.
So that
So
would
I add the bonus twice.
that would be 16 points of damage. Describe this. Describe the kill shot for me.
Well, Jay hears Selena's shriek when Endo tried to rip the part of the claw out of her, and is just like channels all of her compassion and fury at this creature that should not exist in the world and is clearly some otherworldly demonic in nature and is not right, and just yells as she swings her hammer and crushes the skull of the skeletal creature and what remains of it.
The hammer falls. The skull, with a very, very satisfying crunch, caves in. The flame flickers out from its eyes, and the hammer just keeps going, basically like dominoes, as the spinal column below it just falls apart. The thing falls. Selena, you're still in trouble. Hold on a second. You take an additional 4 points of damage, and you can feel the shard continuing to expand inside you. And the pain is...
So it's not a disease.
No, it's not.
Not a
What?
natural poison.
What happens after the creature is dead? Are the remains, like the bones are just on the ground? Did they like disintegrate or anything?
Nope,
No.
the bones
They're just there.
remained on the bones remain on the ground. And whatever's inside Selena is
Go get the book out.
Taking root.
I'm sorry,
Maybe-
what?
I said get the book out. Maybe the book says how we can stop it.
Okay. Yeah, if anything to help Selena, I will reach in and grab the book out of the large sack.
Okay. Jay, you
Yeah.
hear a voice.
Oh, no.
Oh, such compassion you have for your companion. Oh, it's so good to see. Of course I'll help you. We would not want to let poor Selena fall. No. Please, open my pages.
Wait, who hears that?
I do.
Jay.
Oh, okay.
Can you teach us how to stop this from killing her?
Oh yes, I can give you all the power that you could want in order to save your friend.
Is Jay saying this out loud?
Yeah, I said it out loud. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Certainly.
Do I have enough like insight of whether I can believe this book voice in my head or not?
Endo sets the book on the ground and picks up his axe with 2 hands.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, you really you kind of like started to give yourself to the book already when you made the conscious choice to pick it up.
I picked it up.
Well, no, but
to try and open it. Yeah.
Okay.
Roll a charisma check for me.
16.
Oh, I mean, the voice is telling you exactly what you want to hear. It's you truly believe that. Of course, I mean, you're smart enough. You are fully in tune enough to understand what this power would do for you in order to help your friend.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Are we okay, Jay?
Yeah, I think we should just here. Let me see it for a second. I'm gonna reach towards the book to try and open it.
Okay, I'm having a decision here to make. Should I just roll randomly what I'm going to do? Yeah, let's do that. All right, 1 to 10, I give you the book,
I stopped you from giving her the book.
and 11
right, so-
to 20, I come down on it with my battle axe to try to destroy it. It's a 12, so I'm taking a swing. I'm destroying the book.
All right, Jay, you
Mhm.
you see your only hope
Yeah.
to stop.
What are you doing, Endo? This is our only way to help Selena. I mean, I don't know if he got to do that before I got to the book or not, but
And it strikes you that Endo obviously wants Selena to die.
um can I can I try and like stop the attack or
Well,
block it?
I mean, you've got a wonderfully effective warhammer in your
Yeah.
hands.
I'm gonna try and knock his like I don't want to hurt him necessarily, but can I like knock his axe out of the way or his weapon out of the way?
Roll an attack roll.
Should be an initiative between the two of us.
This is as you're bringing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
That is a 20.
Oof. Ting.
Yeah. My armor class is 22.
Oh, that's
Actually,
right.
no, because I got the axe in two hands. My armor class is 21.
Still misses though.
Yeah, basically you're the hammer comes and just barely. Endo, you were so concentrating on destroying the axe, and it never really occurred to you that she would really try to attack you, maybe try to stop you, but swing a hammer at you?
Mm-hmm.
That couldn't possibly have been what was coming next. Just almost on instinct, you manage to step aside, and as her warhammer goes flying right past where your head was a moment ago.
Okay. This is getting sticky. I continue my swing right through the book.
All right, roll 20-sided die for me. Making it. It's an attack roll.
Okay. It's an 18 on the die, making it a 26.
The axe goes through. Jay, I need you to make a wisdom save for me.
That is a 12.
Three things happen. The axe comes down dead center of the book. It's Jay's turn to scream. The scream just fills the night air, and she just suddenly falls and just basically falls into a crumpled heap, completely unconscious. She's your eyes, you see white, and then you see nothing. It takes a second to realize that she's not dead, but she's just out. The book shrieks. as you hit it. And Endo, you hear actually Endo and even Selena through your thing, you could swear you hear like 1,000 hissing voices all just let out cries and screams and then go silent as the book is cleaved in two. And Celine, you finally look down and you see that the shard has dissolved. You've got a gaping wound. You are severely injured, but the thing is no longer growing inside of you.
I put a bandage on it.
And Endo, you're the last person truly standing here at the moment, as you manage to destroy the book.
He looks over to his companions. Next time Durian tells us to go find the book, we know what the answer is going to be. All right?
Yes.
Of course. Oh man.
This isn't an "Are you a god" moment.
So yeah, that I mean, without obviously the bringing the pieces of the book back is also a satisfactory answer. But would you like to know what would have happened had the book won?
Sure.
Of course.
So yeah, you would have ended up summoning a major demon who would, Jay, you would have become the demon's pet.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a fun alternative.
It would have given you all the power that you could have wanted, and you would have become a terror to the world in your own right, but completely under the demon's thrall. Endo and Selena, well, things would not have gone so well for the two of you. Unless Jay decided you were useful. But,
What happens when we bring back the split into book to Durian and Ella?
And the hand with the missing.
Yeah, the hand with the piece of paper. One intact piece of paper.
Oh man. Yeah, so well, first of all, a couple things happen. One, Durian triples your fee, because even he didn't realize that was going to be, he knew it was going to be dangerous, but when you describe what you were truly up against, yeah, you get a sizable bonus and a nice place to rest as well. And he treats you to some time at one of the finer establishments for recovery and tending to your spiritual and physical needs. Ella is very, very impressed and says, I sense great things ahead for the three of you.
She's no longer distracted like she was when we first met her. No,
but it isn't until you are in the midst of some healing that Ella is actually able to provide via several potions, that you catch note of the fact that she casts a shadow that is not human at all, but seems rather draconic in nature. So, I want to thank the three of you. You're absolutely fantastic. This was so much fun. I enjoyed having the moments of terror and the way that you played it all out. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Mad Chatters, for hanging out with us for this long. It was a heck of a lot of fun. I always enjoy running these one-shots. You've all been absolutely great. And so with that, let's go one more time around the table. I mean, everyone knows people. Well, most of you know people, everyone here from Discord. But if you have anything else that you're working on outside of Blue Box, any personal projects, please let us know. And this time we're going to go in. This time we will go in reverse order. So, Toriano, why don't we start with you?
Yeah. Right now
And John, wait for it. I will get to it.
I was waiting to see if you've seen that. But no, I just run a CNC Sunday campaign or Saturday campaign, Saturday afternoons. It's a great group of people. Pet Draws is one of them that's in it. It's on, you can watch it on Twitch it's at Biggie Paw, but like I said, that's going to be changing to BP Gaming RPG here pretty soon. So you'll be able to catch me there. You can catch me on Twitter at Biggie_Paw. That's where I put my announcements for like streams and stuff like that. And I can catch up with everybody else and what they're doing. But other than that, that's about all I've got going on. I'm waiting for Castles and Crusades to release their stuff to Roll20 because they're going to be doing that with the modules. Then I'm going to be starting something up through Roll20 also with their stuff. So yeah,
Nice.
stop by, check it out. It'll be fun.
Fantastic. Katie.
Yeah, the same as before. So you can find me on Twitch at SweetKT420. I do stream somewhat regularly, but I don't normally stream D&D stuff, although I am looking to potentially start up some down the line. So potentially keep your eyes posted for that. But mostly I stream other role-playing stuff. So actually like GTA RP, if anybody has ever enjoyed some GTA role play, hijacking cars instead of fighting demon skeletons. But yeah, and then same on Twitter and Instagram as well. Sweet KT cosplayer, Sweet KT. And yeah, this was super fun. And I like that the chat had their own cannibalistic version of what was happening. Like as if it wasn't already horror enough, they took it to a brand new level, which was very entertaining to see.
Thanks, Katie. And Enda Ben.
Yeah. Also, Chaosic. You can only really find me in the Mad Chatters during the streams and on Discord. This is my first time as a guest player in somebody else's stream, so I thank you a lot for having me, Robert. I had a lot of fun. I normally play 2E and 5E, and with the pre-generated character sheet you gave me, it was no problem jumping into Castles and Crusades. So if you ever see Robert put up a request for other players, don't be afraid to jump in. It's not bad at all. I had a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
I am so glad to hear that. It was fun. I knew you're all getting excited, and it's like, yes, no, we've got this. We're going to be good. You all did a absolutely fantastic job. So again, thank you to my players. And me, as for me, I am Robert Phantom NJ on Twitch, Phantom NJ_D&D on Twitter, and rob.krop on Instagram. Hit me up on any of my socials. I do occasionally stream on Thursday nights. So you can find me here, well, as always, in the Discord all the time. Wednesday nights, I'm the co-host of Lore Masters Arcanum. And on Friday nights in Discord, we do Friday Night Crusades, which is a very, very open, anyone can join at any time. Just roll up a character. The information is in the Friday Night Crusades channel. There is really, honestly, no attendance requirement whatsoever. You'll have to read all the info to get a grasp on what that means. And if it's not enough, just ask me questions. I'll let you know. It's there. The characters are all like level 4 and 5. It doesn't matter. You'll be fine. We can bring people in. Other than that, on Monday nights, I play a Dwarven Gunslinger on Roll for Perception in a Pathfinder 2E campaign. And I am going to be streaming some of my own stuff in terms of campaigns. I am going to be running a Sunday game, Castles and Crusades, that will actually be following the Blue Box. Well, kind of starting near the end of the Blue Box game on Sundays, but there'll be some overlap, and then I'll be passing on that goodness to other people. So keep an eye out for that because I will be looking for players. That'll be really a straight up campaign of a regular group and kind of open ended in how long it's going to go. So here at Blue Box, we do have, one very, very, very important question that we like to ask. So, if you've been watching and you've been enjoying the content that you've been viewing, but you're not yet a follower, or you've given us a follow but have not yet made the decision to subscribe, whether a paid subscription or using one of your Twitch Prime sub to subscribe, or you have subscribed in the past, but for shocking some reason you've decided to let that subscription last, we have one question here at Blue Box for you. What are you doing? Give us a follow, give us a sub, at the very least, give us a view and, lurk about. We love you here at Blue Box. Join us in the Discord for all kinds of crazy shenanigans. And yeah, it's been great having you all here. And I can't wait for the chance to do it again. Meanwhile, we are going to look for somebody to raid, and we are a little early for Jay. John, do you have anybody in your list that you'd like to raid? Because the only one I'm showing in mind that's doing D&D right now is Robert Hartley, GM, and he's I mean, while it's always nice to raid one of the bigger people, I'd like to Paradise Prod, is that spelled correct, John? With the actual dice and DICE? All right, let me see.
I see we got a successful subscription from Fusion Bug from the What Are You Doing? So that was a fun thing to get to participate in the other side versus just an email.
All right, so yeah, once again, this has been a Blue Box RPG Castles and Crusades one shot, and we are going to raid Paradise Prod. So get those raid emotes ready. Raiding in 3, 2, 1. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.